So I used to play Puff, and I used to be like, yo, this is even. And now, but that was like in like 2013, and I think there's a lot of things people weren't doing back then, like 2014. But now, I mean, I think it was not so great back then, and I was just in denial, and I was like the Puff player that was like, yo, guys, like this is actually kind of like not so bad. But also, I think like there's a lot of stuff that she can do. In particular, I think the way she kind of wins the matchup is by really leveraging her kind of good frame data on a lot of her moves.
Right.
When you see someone like Jmook play, a lot of what Jmook is doing is just like suddenly having like bursts of speed where like Sheik will do something like, you know, a nair into a forward air into a bunch of needles and then get a grab, and it's like this sequence that like Puff kind of can't really contest because she's just a bit slower. So in that sense, Puff, you know, has some stuff that she struggles to deal with against Sheik, but it really all comes back down to the crouch, and crouch, a good tool against Sheik in general, and Puff specifically.
Right.
Very, very deadly with crouch. Can crouch under the grab, can crouch things like dash attack. You really cannot use some of the common tools that you would, like a dash attack in the matchup, anywhere near as frequently.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're seeing rather even percents so far, though. Hbox getting a lot of mileage off of that kind of classic looking for shield poke there on the downer instead. There's the crouch.
Ooh.
Not quite enough to kill off the top, though. Next one will probably do. But Jflex coming down with the aerial, and I feel like that's been the consistent theme of this first minute of gameplay, is Jflex coming down with either landing fair or nair.
Yeah, no, both moves, generally speaking, at a lot of heights are auto-cancelable, so you have very, very little lag if you're kind of spacing out forward air or nair. One of the benefits of Sheik's kind of high short hop is that ability to kind of get an auto-cancel on a lot of moves, one of the few benefits. But one of the things I was thinking while watching this is, you know, this is a matchup that Hungrybox doesn't really play that much, and lately he's been playing it against Jmook. But you can kind of start to like maybe get too used to one player style. Maybe someone like Jflex plays very differently.
Yeah, yeah. I'm seeing a lot more kind of, again, like kind of these threatening hitboxes on the way down that I feel like when I watch Jmook play this, he kind of just goes for resets a little bit more and then just plays the neutral wins. So kind of see contesting hitboxes right here. Ledge grab. Hbox a little bit lazy on that one and dies for it too.
Yeah, absolutely. I think one of the things I'm already looking at, expecting Hbox, not like I said H-Dad.
H-Dad?
Yeah, H-Dad.
Jason. Derulo.
What I'm expecting from my dad to adapt to is the crouch of Puff, specifically under the grab. We've seen Jflex kind of just like let a couple grabs rip, which is really not something you can do. Oh, bad DI.
Yeah.
That is not what you want. You know, dying is one thing there, but like you got to be holding out so that you just get back and get a punish, and letting Hbox get away with that.
It's tough. I think Jflex was looking to kind of hit the top most of that top right corner and then just barely dies on the star KO there, which is just kind of the worst possible outcome you could ask for.
Absolutely. But yeah, what I was saying earlier is like sometimes a Sheik will like over-respect the option a bit too much and won't go for grab at all. And Jflex kind of showing, I will grab you, so Hbox might start to bait it out a lot.
All right, let's mix up here. Down throw into forward air instead. Up air at this percentage is close, yeah. But again, I mean, at this point, Hbox now just racking on chip damage. This could be rest. Okay.
That should have been it. Hbox not that confident with the rest setup, maybe just wanting to kind of build up percent anyway. Obviously, if you mess up there, you will lose your stock, and he didn't have that much percent, so just kind of making a kind of game theory evaluation of the situation.
Yeah, Hbox kind of looking like he might just win it straight up right now. Traded hit on back air means it's a kill off the top. Jflex has a chance here.
Yeah, this is a tricky time, especially as a Sheik player. Dealing with that crouch cancel, going to be kind of a huge part of this battle, but doesn't end up going all the way, and Hbox takes game one.
So historically, according to most of their recent sets, Jflex likes Yoshi's story, which is kind of, I think, a standard counter pick in this matchup, but pretty much every set the two of them have played so far, game two is Yoshi's story, and that kind of dictates the rest of the match, right? We're going to see if it's a game three run back to Yoshi's, or if we start getting counter pick wars where Hbox gets his Dreamland pick in, and then the rest is history.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, I think part of the counter pick stuff is another element of the matchup that I think favors Puff. One of the things that Yoshi's story kind of used to be is a stage where Puff dies early, and I think in the modern era, it is still that, but it's also a stage like that, barely not killing.
Right.
But it's also a stage where edge guards kind of happen off of a stray hit. You know, you get Sheik to like 40, and then just like a clean hit could just be an edge guard, and she doesn't have a good recovery.
Oh, yeah, super patient from Hbox, but Jflex just playing around underneath that platform really well as well. So let's see. Again, I feel like Jflex has been kind of getting caught a couple times on Hbox looking for crouch underneath to low profile some of these moves. So we'll see if Jflex starts mixing that up, because again, the big difference that I see between Jmook and him is kind of like 50-50ing when he's going to go for like down smash instead of grab, kind of expecting the low profile.
One of the things is we did actually see Hbox kind of pretty effectively punishing down smash when he was... Oh my god, he didn't get the wall jump! That's so huge. Look at Jflex, just like the mental damage there alone. Kind of deep side, shaking his head.
Yeah, and in a matchup like this too, where you're kind of like nickel and diming for hits like that, that's so massive. Jflex evens it back up, but that could have been a massive stock lead had he not SD'd that early.
I mean, but the sign of a good player is... Ooh.
Okay, I mean, kind of low risk, right? Yeah, you get like one up smash, that's it.
Yeah, that is another huge part of the matchup, is just how much kind of value you can get from rest. Surprised the needles don't connect there, but this is a bad spot to be in.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Breaks out, yeah, back of Hbox's shield, somehow finds his way out and kill off the top, yeah? Okay. You reaching.
Yeah, no kidding. Puff's up air, definitely kind of good disjoint on it, quite powerful. Not like an insanely powerful kill move like something like Sheik's forward air, but it's still, it has some meat to it, you know? These down airs are scaring me. I keep thinking we're going to see a rest out of shield. Tech chase?
Top position, Hbox RTC rest. Let's go for the classic commentator quip of Hbox is learning. He's adapting.
He's getting stronger every day. That's why I call him H-Daddy, apparently. I don't want to bring it up again, though, but, you know, I can be a little bit biased against Hbox, so if we got to say H-Daddy a couple times to balance it out, you know, we'll do it. Yeah, so going back to... No, go ahead.
This has been kind of like the theme of, again, like most of those 13 sets that Hbox has taken over Jflex is it's a run back to Yoshi's, and then if Jflex finds the game here, it becomes really hard because then you have to face down the Dreamland counter pick. So hard-fought battle for Jflex to get a reverse 3-0 at this point, but we'll see if he can start it with one. Oh, no.
This is the punishment that I was talking about against Jmook when he was using the down smash, is that kind of CC on the down smash. Now the thing is, obviously, you know, there's a couple conditions that need to be met. One of the big ones is just Puff needs to be crouching. She's often in the air. But beyond that, like, it is very spacing dependent as well, especially like, you know, if Puff doesn't have that crouch going, like punishing it out of shield is actually quite difficult.
Absolutely. Jflex finds the stock, though, off of an early kill from rest.
I like the weight there, you know, just kind of trying to punish whoever acts at a shield first. And even gets kind of the forward smash we saw Pig earlier using a lot. Love the drill as well. What
nice,
a grab.
Yeah. Dash dance around, kind of like soft crossing up. Hbox's shield made it a little bit tricky, figuring out where he's going. Jflex playing the platforms a little bit more right now and finds grab.
Yeah, finds grab in a very intelligent way, too, kind of going for the tomahawk. I really don't like these down airs. I get the idea that you pop up Jigglypuff and you get a lot of value from a combo from it, but it's also just, like, really risky. And I think sometimes when you see a player, like, who's kind of facing someone who's a different tier than what they're used to, in this case, Hungrybox, obviously better than most of the Puffs that Jflex plays, they go for stuff that, like, maybe works against the local Puff, but I don't know if it works against Hbox. But that definitely did.
Yeah, as we speak, insane platform pressure from Jflex, just like that. Hbox evening it right back up, though. Again, like I said before, hard-fought battle for the Sheik at this point, especially with 2 counter picks on the horizon for Hbox.
This is tricky, too, because it honestly has felt like the cliche close 3-0. Like, there have been a lot of things that Jflex has been doing that, like, have impressed me, have genuinely looked like he's pretty comfortable in the matchup. But it just kind of isn't going his way enough to kind of make a difference.
How does he get back? Again, yeah, Jflex caught so many times reaching right now with this low profile. Hbox, again, ever diligent, but taking a few backers on the way out.
I really do like the way that Jflex is mixing up when he is grabbing. Again, like, what you don't want to do is take one of Sheik's most powerful tools and just never use it. And I think when people are starting out in this matchup, they realize, like, oh, I can't just kind of grab whenever I want to. That's really scary. But he's been using these kind of empty hop grabs. He's been kind of mixing in aerials or kind of, like, basically just different spacing techniques, so that was a bit weird, to make it so that Hbox isn't confident when he should and should not crouch.
Sure, sure. All right, last stock here, though. Jflex needs this to stay alive in winner's side.
Like the Nair. Oh, crouching under the F tilt. Not a kind of counter technology you see that much, but showing just how many options get beat by this one option from Puff.
Yeah, super necessary CC from Jflex as well. This could be big damage. It might just be the game, and it is. Hbox resounding 3-0 against Jflex. He's extending that record to 14-0 now.
Yeah, I mean, kind of showing why he has the level of dominance that he does, making me wonder, like, if that set they played at Salt Mine, for example, looked kind of similar, because that definitely felt like if Jflex cleans up a couple things, sort of optimizes a bit more, very easily could take that game. I don't know about the set. I think like one of the things you always see whenever you watch a 3-0 is the person play on the counter pick over and over again. Yeah. So like, how does that game look on Dreamland? Maybe it looks really, really rough, right? Like Dreamland, very, very good stage for Jigglypuff in that matchup specifically. So good stuff to Jflex either way. And again, like you mentioned, it is winners. So Jflex is not out of the event yet.
Yeah, not over yet for sure. I feel like he had, like you said, he seemed pretty comfortable in a matchup like that. The thing that I was noticing is it seemed like he was pushing the pace a little bit quicker, maybe than some other Sheiks would have handled it. And maybe that works for him, which is great. But like you said, kind of needs to get a few more reps on those counterpick stages in Hbox's favor, because we're going to see a lot of Yoshi's story, and again, that game one becomes so much more important at that point if you're playing for the counterpick and for the stage.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, I do think like some of his approaches were interesting. I think one of the things he didn't use nearly as much as Jmook would be needles. Jmook definitely someone who's kind of really leveraging these like fast situations, because needle has so little lag when you land. You'll often see Jmook do needle into something, and you didn't see that as much. Like you see it in the edge guard situations, but not much kind of in neutral. But I also, again, like I said, like Jflex kind of figuring out ways to make an unsafe option in grab a lot safer.
Right.
Unsafe is probably too oversimplified, but you know what I mean. So, yeah, I don't know. Like I liked what I saw from Jflex for sure.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing what the rest of their bracket looks like moving forward. Hbox, of course, advances to winners semis, one set away from qualifying for top 12 tomorrow. But coming